is going on right now is a great example of what I've been talking about for a while now, and that's the fact that people have this perception of powerlessness. Powerlessness to the point where they think they need to have someone else do things for them, or they have to be their defender, their savior, or whatever, of their own natural rights in their personal sovereignty. And what's going on right now is a great testament to that. But we have a general population who has bought into a system where it doesn't matter who's your master, who the master is, and what they propose. Because at the end of the day, the powers that shouldn't be, who have control over everything, the globalists, a lot of people call them, and so forth. They have control over everything. They are the ones with the real power, the ones who actually descended from certain bloodlines and whatnot. They're the ones with the real power. What you're seeing before you are just their puppets. But like I said, the public needs to understand that, what it really ultimately comes down to, people's negative reactions and feeling disempowered, it comes from the fact that people have been conditioned at birth to believe they have no power and that someone else owns them. We have a system in front of us that tells us that we don't own ourselves, we don't own our bodies, that they're subjected to an entity. That's the biggest problem here. Or a group or whatever. And it doesn't help that things such as government, religion, and education actually drums this into people's heads over and over again to the point where they start to literally believe they have no power. Not understanding that you have all the power in the world, especially as a collective, to actually make changes and do things and defend your own natural rights and so forth. Why are people need to stop letting other people control them and their destiny or whatever. They need to stop letting them be controlled by external forces. But you have a system that's conditioned people into believing they have to do this. That this is it. And it doesn't help that a lot of people have belief systems that propose this. But I need to remind you that many of these belief systems are created by the same people historically, of course not in the mainstream history, that want to control people. If you have control over a population's history, or their belief system, their culture, their religion, oh my goodness, the vast amount of power you have over them. You can make them do anything that you want them to do. Imagine that. A lot of people fail to understand that though tyrants throughout history have made use of their culture, their religions, their languages, and use it as a tool to control and manipulate them. Now, you're wondering, man, what is he talking about? This can't be. It comes from studying patterns and studying and actually understanding, learning about our occult history or the hidden history that's not told in history books. But it makes sense. It's a pattern. You see it in your face. But I'm not the man to actually tell you these things. I'm someone I'm a motivator. I'm there to tell you need to go out and start doing your own research. That's one of the things about taking back your own power, doing your own research. I can't really direct you to any places per se because this is something you have to learn from the ground up. I can't just throw you into information. It doesn't work that way. But like I said, people need to understand that you're not powerless. You are a person. You are a sovereign being. The thing about free will is this: the fact that you have the power to make changes in your life and to influence the world. Stop letting someone else influence you. Stop letting things that have no power over you control you. Despite what their claims are, they have no power over you. And you need to understand that even if it means having to defend yourself physically to the death, if someone tries to come at you physically and try to control you. I'm not saying that we need to go to war or anything like that. I'm saying is that people as a collective need to say no. It's that simple. I do not consent. And you consent by giving away your power to someone else. You're giving essentially the same as giving your life away to someone else. You're just throwing your personal sovereignty and free will away. And a lot of people don't believe that they have free will because they are that controlled. This message just feels so aimless. This feels like kind of like I just want to just express myself, but this message just feels so aimless. I don't know if it's even going to make a difference because I'm at a point in time where I've all but given up because of the fact that I look at what's going on around me and I'm thinking, wow, the scope of this work in trying to influence and change people is very difficult, especially when a lot of people are under a lot of different methodologies of mind control and mental manipulation. A lot of people are so trapped in fear consciousness because of what's been given to them by the same institutions that claim they care about them. The scope of it is just so vast. And I'm not speaking for other people. I'm not telling other people to give up. It's worthless. Go home, forget about it. No, I'm just saying that I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me personally, not anyone else. It's just right now, my attitude is that maybe the best solution is just to rethink things. Excuse me. But that's the attitude, just rethink things. Because I take a look around me and I'm thinking we have a collective that's so disempowered because of the simple fact that they believe that they're disempowered. Disempowerment is a belief. It's not a fact. And you can't argue that. You can try, but you gotta understand that it's something you actually convinced yourself of. Disempowerment is nothing more than a mere belief. It's not a fact. People as a collective need to understand that you're sovereign beings. You don't have to let this fate control you. You have to understand that we need to actually change the system from the bottom up. We have a system that's built on fear and artificial scarcity. And the solutions people propose is actually not even truly helpful. It's like most of the solution is based on putting bandages on the problem or trying to take from others in the name of equality. Stealing from others in the name of equality. What's the difference between a street thug who robs you on the street to feed his family, or a street thug that robs you on the street because he now has enough money to fix a pothole in the middle of the street himself, or him or herself? What's the difference between that? We have a system that's built on, oh my goodness, that system that needs to be fixed. Not fixed, but they need to not fix. I'm sorry. We have a system that needs to be tear down and rebuilt from the ground up. But the problem here is that that's going to require a huge change in collective consciousness. That's going to require a lot of inner change, which is a very complicated subject on its own. That's just my message to the world right now, because the world really need to understand that this is one of the many big problems. The fact that you keep consenting to these systems because you somehow think this is a good idea. You think that giving your power away to a slave master, especially unwillingly, is actually what you have to do. This is what we have to do. No, you don't. Says who? Some authority figure? They have no power. These are mere mortals you're dealing with here. But like I said, it's up to you, collective. I mean, you have to choose what you want. I mean, how many people are going to even listen to this message? That's the thing about it. Most people are so trapped in their negative ego, so trapped in wanting a savior to come and help them out and take them away somewhere else. You know, people actually think that mere mortals are going to save them, not understanding that you are your own savior. You can save yourself from your own self-destruction. For example, you can actually, one of the ways of saving yourself that no institution, especially education in religion, won't tell you, is the fact that you can save yourself through self-healing and actually looking at the shadow self, confronting it with compassion instead of hatred and denial and fear. And just working on yourself, being a better individual every day, improving yourself. No one's perfect, but it's about improving yourself and building yourself up, healing your inner emotional traumas and wounds. A lot of people have a lot of many traumas within themselves and don't even know it because of how subtle they are. They need to go deep down within themselves. That's going to require a lot of quiet time, a lot of contemplation, even meditation, so forth, to even fix it. But like I said, it's really going to come down to people having to want it bad enough, because change is something that's going to take a lot of work. It's not some easy, quick fix like giving your power away to someone who promises they're going to do things for you. It's that simple, regardless of what you've been told. But like I said, I don't think people are going to or don't care. I get the vibe that no one cares. It amazes me how messages of empowerment don't help anyone, you know, or in the sense of encouragement, because people just want to hear that someone's going to come and save them. That's a shame. As long as you keep believing in that, you'll expect the same old thing forever. It's that simple, whether you want to understand that or not. End of story.